Might have shared the installation for Python with you, but we'll just cover it up very soon. Now, how to install Python? We download the Python binary files from this particular website, python.org/. Then we have the system environment variable so that we can use Python in various parts of our PC, like command prompt and वगैरह वगैरह. Then we have pip, which I said, which is a package manager. It is basically used to install all those packages and modules uh, that makes our task easier. So we install pip as well. It is optional to install virtual env, but that is kind of preferable when you're working on big projects. Now, setting up the environment variable, we basically uh, open our start menu and look for the environment variables, and then we go over there and set the path variable. There will be one section of path variable, so we enter the path where we have basically installed Python. So this is what it might look like. It might be different for your PC, but you basically go into the directory where you have installed Python, copy that path and paste it over there in the path variable, so you have the environment variable set. uh, Then we can also install virtual in env using pip. Now I'll explain in short what virtual env is. For example, you're working on a project in some particular folder, and there you're using Python version 2.7, for example. But now there is a new version of Python, that is Python 3.9, and that you have installed on your system. So what will happen? It might create contradiction because there are a lot of things which are different in Python 2.7 and different in Python 3.9. So that might create contradiction when you are executing your code and all those things. What virtual env does is it maintains the version of Python in that particular folder or the project in which you are working on. For example, if you have a folder which makes use of Python 2.7, so what you do is you install virtual env, that is basically a virtual environment. You can understand it this way, that it is a different system on a whole which runs on Python 2.x, but the remaining part of your PC will work on Python 3.1, 3.9. So yeah, this is what the basic concept of virtual env is. Then, as in when you will install Python, you will get the following checkboxes. You can install things as per your preferences. You can install the entire Python documentation. You can install pip, Tkinter, and ideally. Ideally is basically a small software where you can run your code. You have Tkinter, which is used for GUI programming, and then you have Python test suite. So this basically install all the standard libraries for Python. Now, running Python on Windows, there are various ways where you can run Python on Windows. One of the ways is open your command prompt, type Python, and that's it. Then you can execute any Python code over there. That is a conventional way. If you search for Python IDE, and you can directly run Python, no need to type Python over there. So that will be one thing. You can find it in the start menu. Now, these were two ways where you can actually practice while learning. Okay, but that is not kind of preferable when you're working on projects or you're writing some huge amount of code. So for that, we need an IDE. So we have this Anaconda distribution. So it is basically a bundle of a lot of things which you might be using in future if you're going with Python programming. So it comes with IDE, it comes with Jupyter Notebook, it comes with various packages like NumPys, Pandas, which are used for a variety of applications. So you can install Anaconda distribution. So these are some of the installation steps. You can go to the official website of Anaconda. This is the website. Then you select the operating system, and then you choose 32-bit or 64-bit, install the same, and once the installation is complete, you can find it in the start menu. I hope a lot of people will have Python installed on their PCs and all this software, as we have shared the documents, but even if it is not, don't worry.